Having spoken to the three families who live in this household, it seems that most people in Yongquan village share the aspirations of people everywhere. They want a comfortable home, jobs that allow them to support their families, affordable medical services, security in their old age, and good education for their children.
People who are living in rural area, they more or less, they have less, opportunity to get access to high qualified education resource, right? That's because they are poor. If they could receive good education, okay, when they grow up, she or he could be hope of their family to get well off, right? So that's the fundamental way to get them, away from poverty, education.
Indeed, I think children are future, and education of children is the key for a good future. That is why many of our charity initiatives focus on children. And I think this is an opportunity for the company to impact on future, to help kids to have a better future, and it is also the most tangible way to be part of the society, because children and school is in the center of each neighborhood.
So in several countries there are various ways in which we work with the funding provided by the BSF Foundation in order to set up meeting places for communities. Sometimes only a big tent, sometimes an emergency school. But here in China it have been fully reconstructed schools, because we found out that this is also a special way of bringing communities together to build a safer future. Because it involves teachers, it involves parents, it involves village administrations, and it involved other partners here in the province, but then also in Beijing, who brought all the knowledge and the expertise together, and UN Habitat added to that, in order to build a place for children that will be safe for the future.
We have one professional development coordinator who is keeping the contact between UN Habitat, the local agencies and BASF, not only to monitor the project, but also to design the project. Meaning, we are involved in identifying the project, in identifying the target group and how to spend the money appropriately. And therefore we cooperate very closely with UN Habitat.
Actually, I think that to bring some best practice from the world outside China into China, and also bring some best practice which are rooted in China to the rest of the world. So I think that that's the essence of this project. And that's also the beauty, also the success of this project.
But I think it's very nice to work in China, because the Chinese people are very open and very warm people, and it's very nice relationship you can build in China. It costs some time, but it is a very rewarding interaction with Chinese people. Of course, there's a very old culture that a lot of things can be useful in your own way of thinking. On the other hand, I think the interaction is the most important thing. People with their own culture, Chinese or other people, together.
I've been working in the education field for 30 years, and I understand that establishing this kind of new model school has an active and diverse response. First of all, It encouraged the government to increase the support for education and to pay more attention to education in our region. And this attitude from our government will encourage people or institutions in other countries to give us some support, some funding, so we can build more schools like this one. There are quite a few projects funded from foreign institutions in our region, but the Yongquan Village School project is really special because it has encouraged the whole community to participate. I definitely think that this kind of a school has a very positive influence and effect on the people who live around here and on the education of their children. And we are very proud of this new model school because of its special design. For the children, it's not only a school, it's like an amusement park. All the children attending our school want to study here. In our educational system, children and their parents can choose the school they want to attend. Here in our school, we maintain high learning standards, and many children think they will be looked down in the community if they were not able to attend the school. They want to be here with the other students.
我早上是7点钟起床的，我每天呢都是9点钟睡。
Every morning I get up at 7 o'clock and I go to school at 8 o'clock. And after morning reading, we start our class at 9:15.
会正式的上课。
Normally go home and have my lunch. After lunch, if possible, I will have a sleep. Then go back to school to continue my afternoon classes. Normally in the afternoon, we have classes of music, English, and sports, some mainly courses like that. Every day we have homework, and mainly about Chinese and mathematics.
语文、数学作业。
In the school, their parents want their children to have a higher grade. In the primary school, they push so tight because they want their children to go to have the opportunity to go to a better middle school. Then a better middle school will lead to a better university. And I think a very good university is their final destination, the final goal for them. They have to push hard even when they are young. They have to.
Are you going to push your daughter?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. That's a very, dilemma. Dilemma. I don't want my kids and live in such high pressure, but I have no choice sometimes. A lot of parents around you push their children to do that. If I don't do that, it means sometimes my daughter will lack this kind of opportunity. I'm afraid. Sometimes I'm in a dilemma. I don't know what to do.
好，我们一起来吧。
Memorization remains a key element in Chinese schools, and it is held that one should memorize as much knowledge as they possibly can, as one is incapable of creating intelligent thought without first obtaining enough basic knowledge. Due largely to the high value of a quality education and the Confucian teaching of respect for one's elders, educators in Chinese culture are treated with utmost respect. In fact, teachers are granted the same level of respect given to a parent. When I entered school as a student, I thought that to be a teacher is a kind of holy position, and that as a teacher one has a very good reputation. So I decided to be a teacher, and I came to teach here in this area 30 years ago.
I think that when we talk about the school and this community, especially the fact that in China, the particularly schools are at the center of the community because their kids have to have a better future than the people have themselves. So schooling is a very important thing in China, not only for the children themselves, but also the parents are very attached to the school life and having the best for their children. So in that sense, it's also bringing the old generation and the next generation together in that school and the schooling process of the children. So when there is a new school, the whole community is living with that school towards the future of the children.
A school like this is also a shelter in the future. If, we don't hope so, but if another earthquake happens, you will see still houses will be destroyed. So where will people find shelter? The first place they go are schools. But then they need to be safe schools. The first place where emergency aid can be given if the hospital is not available are schools, but then they need to be safe schools. And so we're very happy that with so many efforts of the AK21, of the Architecture and Design Society, of the province here, of the private companies, with the assistance of BASF, this school could be built. It's a nice one.
我长大以后想考上军校。
I want to go to the military school when I grow up. 为什么呢？
因为我听妈妈、爸爸说军校虽然很累，但可以挣很多钱，供养我的爸爸妈妈。
军校虽然怎么样，很什么？
进军校虽然很累。
很累哈，And of course, I learned from my parents like that entering military school must be very tired and also very difficult. But I also know that my parents told me like that if you can go to the military school, you can earn lots of money. So with that large amount of money, I can help my parents.